Hello very much. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be breaking down UFC 330 extremely early for my standards. I'm usually a Wednesday, Thursday kind of fella, but I'm not going to be here. I'm leaving. So we're breaking it down today, starting with the first fight of the night, Jeremiah Wells versus Motorbek Orolbai. Just a matchmaking disaster class here. This is disrespectful to Orolbai. He should be fighting a ranked guy, not Jeremiah Wells. The odds say it. Orolbai's minus 750. Is his finishing ability a little suspicious and weird? Yeah. Is his control kind of not as good as we thought it might be? Kinda, but dude, it's Jeremiah Wells. Chris Curtis is better than Jeremiah Wells. Wells is at least a grappler, but like, if his game plan is to grapple with Orolbai, that's not going to work. And he can't even just fluke bomb Orolbai, because he does have power, but he can't use it because Orolbai's a caveman. He's a fucking Neanderthal. You're not knocking that guy out. He's made out of fucking stone carvings and shit. So give me Orolbai. I think he can win this fight on the feet just with volume and being a blockhead. I think he can just wrestle this guy for 15 minutes, but I'm going to say finish. I think Orolbai's due for a finish again after that stinker he put up against Chris. Go Orolbai round two sub. Round two sub. Next up, Neil Magny versus Ramiz Brahimaj. I'm picking fucking Neil Magny, dude. Underdog Jimbo Ortega. I mean, never thought the day would come. Picking an underdog. Picked an underdog in the main event last week, got it wrong. Promise myself never again. Stick to being a favorite merchant. You bot. Here I go picking Neil Magny. Dude, it's a bad matchup for both of them. We've seen Neil Magny get insta-subbed by a bunch of people. We've seen Brahimaj insta-sub people. But we've also seen somebody in Temba fucking Garimbo hold this guy against the fence for 15 minutes. And Brahimaj now in a couple fights has shown a lack of urgency. And man, Neil Magny's nothing if not urgent, dude. So it's like if Neil Magny just doesn't get guillotined or taken down and insta-subbed in the first 3 minutes of this fight, dude, this guy Brahimaj is getting put into the Magnyverse. All aboard the Magny Express, buddy. Have fun against that fence. Temba Garimbo held this guy against the fence. And Brahimaj never tried to get out. He was straight up fucking Garry pat-maxing. I think if Magny, this big fucker Magny, just wraps his limbs around him, holds him against the fence, he can get this done. Brahimaj on the feet, he's shown some improvements. He's still not a good striker. He can beat Austin Vanderford, whose full-time job is piping Paige Van Zandt on OnlyFans, so I don't know how much stock I put into that win. And then, he can beat Billy Goff, who stuck his head into a guillotine like a moron 5 seconds into the fight. Yeah, he can do. Neil Magny doesn't stick his head in guillotines. He gets taken down, slowly advanced on, and then subbed. Brahimaj doesn't really do that to people. He's a guillotine merchant. And Magny's not going to shoot a fucking single leg and get his neck snatched up. I really don't see that happening. Unless Brahimaj hurts him on the feet early and Magny panic wrestles, I could see that. But he's a crafty guy, dude. Neil crafty. I think he holds this guy against the fence. And it's a vintage Magny performance. I'm not confident in it. This might switch at the end of the week, but fuck it, dude. I like Magny here. Magny, obviously, by decision. Maybe he flukes a late finish, but I'll go decision. Next up, Rafael Tobias versus Lucas Fernando. Lucas Fernando's fucking 3-1. Can't justify that. I am going to pick him. This could get weird if we just find out Fernando can't grapple for shit. But Tobias can't strike for shit. I think Fernando just keeps him at the end of his punches, gets a finish, round 1 or 2. Fernando isn't some crazy hitter, but, Rafael Tobias isn't some crazy striker. If Tobias doesn't have early wrestling success here, he's kind of fucked. I think Fernando gets it done quick. I don't have much to say about this fight, dude. They're jobbers. Next up, Vicente Luque versus Tresean Gore, another underdog by Jimbo favorite Ortega. Who could have predicted this, dude? I'm picking Luque. This guy Trayshawn Gore is minus 155 for fluking guillotines. Like what the fuck is this line? Luque's coming off a club and sub against a guy who's impossible to club and a guy who's very hard to sub. But he's going to lose to Trayshawn fucking Gore? Look, Trayshawn Gore, he's a dog. He might be kind of improving fight to fight. Not really, though. He kind of just relies on you gassing out and failing at getting a finish. You know what I mean? Tulio put a lifetime-changing beating on him. He got outstruck and taught a lesson in the sweet science of boxing by Rodolfo Vieira, dude. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. The jab of Rodolfo Vieira shouldn't be causing you problems on the feet, dude. Obviously, Bekhoev slimed him out a couple times, and then Gore came back. Brundage put him out cold. And it's like, when I watch Gore fight, I don't think or say, wow, this is a way different guy than the one that fought Brundage. You know what I mean? He's still just a chinny blockhead with a nice guillotine. And is Luque past it? Yes, but I don't think he's so far down that he's at the Trayshawn Gore level of middleweight, which is genuine bottom of the barrel bad. Luque's not bad. Like I said, he's coming off one of his best wins in a long time. Could say it was kind of fluky. Watching it live, I was like, wow, what a 1 in a million thing that just happened there. But Luque was moving well. He wasn't reacting badly to shots coming at him. Landed a clean counter and subbed the fucker. I've seen Gore get dropped in every fucking fight. If Luque just stays on the front foot, does Luque things, low kicks here, work the body, stick on the jab, be somewhat defensively responsible. This guy Gore doesn't know how to if you're not actively trying to just beat the shit out of him, he kind of doesn't know what to do because he's not good at anything. He doesn't have a process. And you know what I mean? He relies on you to just completely overextend and overexert yourself and blow your load. And then he can kind of just dog his way back into it. But if you don't gas out, you don't completely fumble a finish, and you force him to just fight you in a technical MMA battle, he's not good anywhere. You know what I mean? He's just a powerful guy with some good recovery. Give me Luque, dude. Luque's going to club and sub this fucker. If he drops Gore, he's not going to fumble the finish. Gore's going to try and wrestle up and get Darst. I'm speaking like I'm confident. Obviously, I'm not confident in 300-year-old Vicente Luque, but if you're picking Gore, I don't want to hear that you're confident in Trayshawn got knocked out cold by Cody Brundage Gore. All right? This guy literally lost a striking match to Rodolfo Vieira. And even if you want to say it was because of the striking threat, or the wrestling threat, sorry. Vicente Luque could have that here too. Rodolfo Vieira is not a good wrestler. If Gore's terrified of the takedowns of Rodolfo Vieira, dude, he's not going to love Vicente Luque. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I don't think Luque's past it enough to the point where he's going to be losing to Trayshawn fucking Gore. Give me Luque by sub round 1 or 2. If he drops Gore and doesn't get a finish, live bet Gore. Because that's how Gore wins, is Luque fumbling a finish. Next up, Dante Johnson versus Eric Meccanico. Dante Johnson's a complete, utter fraud, chud, bum. Eric Meccanico's just bad. He might be the better fighter, low-key. He doesn't take punches well. Dante Johnson's a blockhead. He moves forward at the very least. Meccanico, if you're betting on Dante Johnson minus 225, you're a drone. Call the hotline immediately. And not even the gambling one, dude. Call the one that Logic was talking about. Because, what are you doing? I'm going to go Dante Johnson because Meccanico can't take a shot, and Dante Johnson does, tard pressure forward. And I don't think Meccanico's going to be just wrestle fucking this guy. But if this goes to a decision, it's going to be so close. You know what I mean? Dante Johnson hasn't proven that he's minus 225 better than Eric Meccanico at all. But they both had razor close fights with Cody Brundage. You know what I mean? That's the level we're talking about here at 185. I think Dante Johnson's the better athlete. He's more durable, hits harder. So I'm going to go him in the battle of Cody Brundage, in the Battle of Cody Brundage. That's what this is. I know he's not taking place here, but this is the Battle of Cody Brundage. Go Dante Johnson, KO at some point. He'll probably fluke it. Next up, Jalen Turner versus Cowie Fernandes. Now we're talking, dude. This is a fucking dope fight. It's basically good fights from here on out. That's a lie. I just lied to you. I'm sorry. But Jalen Turner versus Cowie Fernandes. Cowie Fernandes is on a streak of jobbers, plumbers, electricians, and Jalen Turner's a head case. This is another tough one. I wouldn't bet on this one. Like, Fernandes is fighting Hardwick, bro. And Guram, another head case like Jalen Turner. So if we want to go off that, we've seen Cowie break Guram. We've seen Guram break to other people, too. And we've seen Jalen Turner break. If this fight gets late and Turner doesn't find a shot early, Cowie starts roughing him up in the clinch, maybe even just randomly shooting, lands a few big shots, this guy Jalen Turner is going to fucking break. I hope not. I hope the time off changed Jalen Turner and now he's more in tune with the fight game. Because this guy, dude, people forget, man, he tricked people into thinking Moicano was good. No, Moicano is good, but Moicano's run, I will die on this hill, was so fucking fluky. I'm going to go on a side tangent. I'm picking Jalen Turner. If you guys don't want to hear the side tangent, just the pick, I'm picking Jalen Turner. But here's my Moicano rant. This guy's run was so fucking fraudulent and Mickey Mouse to get to that title shot, which obviously he didn't earn, like we know that, but still. He fought fucking... And the Brad Riddell and the Hernandez wins were fine, but Drew Dober, fight was 1-1 going into round 3. Dober was hurting him to the body, and then Dober goes for a fucking, like, hip toss, or he tries to, like, suplex him. And it's like, why? And then Moicano just camps on him in half guard for the rest of the round. It's like, all right, kind of lucky that Drew Dober's special and rode the short bus. But, dude, Jalen Turner's going to smoke him at UFC 300. Jalen Turner, round 1 KO, easy. Oh, wow, he did it. Oh, no, he's going to walk away like a fucking moron? And now he's gassed out. Awesome. Like, such a fucking fluke. Turner literally knocks him out in a round. Benoit Saint-Denis. Hey, Benoit, game plan. Your only way of losing this fight is by giving this guy a dominant position by yourself. Either you shoot a takedown, get reversed, or maybe you throw a naked body kick 10 seconds into the fight. Like, just don't do that, and you'll be fine. Moicano's striking defense is bad. He hates being backed up. He's chinny. His offensive wrestling is very not good. And you're a blockhead. Just rush at him. Throw punches. Don't completely overextend. Maybe you can whip up a couple head kicks. What does Benoit do? He throws a naked body kick 5 seconds into the fight and gets 10-7. It's just like, these guys are giving Moicano free wins. And then Moicano gets smoked by Islam. And then he loses to 2025 Beneil Dariush. And then he beats my guy, Chris Duncan. I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, I'm going to go Jalen Turner here. I think it's just more likely that he lands a big shot on Cowie before Cowie starts to take over in close range, land big body shots. The leg kicks are always going to be a thing with Cowie. We might just find out in this fight that he's Jonathan Martinez II, and all it takes is one low kick, and all of a sudden he wins, right? Speak Jonathan fucking Martinez, bro. When is Jonas Sex Martinez coming back? I love that guy. He would literally have a win over Marcus McGee if he didn't have Drew Dober fight IQ. But it's another rant. I won't go into it right now. I think Jalen Turner catches Cowie as Cowie's trying to find his way into distance, whether it's just a 1-2 out of nowhere, maybe catches Cowie on one leg. Cowie loves to kick, and kicking isn't always a bad idea against longer guys. It does work. But Jalen Turner, dude, he's a sniper. He's big. He can take a punch. I am just worried that if this fight gets extended, Cowie crafts something up by decision or maybe a late finish, lands a big fight-changing low kick at some point. But like I said, I think it's more likely Turner just lands something big on him early. So I'll go Turner. I think this fight's lined pretty correctly. Turner slight favorite. Next up, my fucking boy, Chidi Bang Bang. Taking on Joel Alvarez. I'm going to go Joel Alvarez, but minus 270. Maybe I'll look like a moron for saying this. Seems kind of wide. I'm not nearly as confident in him as anyone else. his 2 fights at 170 so far have not been like, oh yeah, this guy's a problem, dude. You got to watch out for this guy in the rankings. He took Luque to a decision when Luque was practically asking to get finished. Could you blame that partly on the ref, who probably bet the over, or maybe Joel by decision, something like that, maybe? But like, you got to just find a way to finish that version of Luque who was asking to get finished. You know what I mean? But still, like, not a bad performance. He looked good for all 15 minutes. And then he got molested by Yaroslav Amosov, which it just does seem like he's going to, like, Amosov's very good. I wasn't high on him going into the Alvarez fight at all. I picked Joel to beat him, which is one of my worst picks of the year, just based off performances. He was kind of getting just destroyed in there, but Amosov's a very good grappler. Joel has struggled with grapplers in the past, which Chidi is not. He's not a grappler. Chidi's too content to fight off the back foot. He doesn't really throw a lot of fight-ending strikes. You know, he likes to teep. He likes to time little inside low kicks that knock you off balance, which are going to work against Alvarez. Alvarez is good at checking kicks, but the inside low kick is going to be there. I can see him knocking Joel off balance, but he's not going to do anything with it. It's not like he's going to end up on top or anything. And if he does at any point end up on top, he's getting subbed. I think if this fight hits the ground, he's in a lot of trouble. But even on the feet, I just think the forward pressure of Alvarez. And Alvarez throws strikes to, like, finish you. Chidi, like I said, is more Muay Thai, teeps. He'll throw a big elbow every now and then. Maybe a big 1-2, but I don't know. Alvarez is just going to be consistently in this guy's face, landing big shots. And if I'm Alvarez, I'm just trying to take the back and sub him on some Jake Matthews shit. Attack those legs, try and knock him off balance, do something, get to his back, get a finish. I'm rooting for Chidi, though. Like always, I love Njokuani. But I'll go Alvarez. Dude, I'll go Alvarez decision, honestly. I like Chidi. I don't know if Alvarez is just going to insta-sub him. I'll go Alvarez decision until he proves to me that he is a competent 170-pounder. Next up, Edson Lazy Eye, Verno Jandaroba, Maxing Barbosa versus Esteban Ribovics. Just sad matchmaking, really. I know Ribovics is coming off a loss, and, you know, Barbosa is like a big name. Maybe you want to keep Ribovics. Like, you want to keep some of the hype, but man, like, this is fucked up, man. Edson Barbosa would fucking smoke this clown in his prime, dude. Not even prime Barbosa. The Barbosa that fought like Lerone Murphy would smoke this fucker. Ribovics is so overrated. He doesn't deserve to be minus 500 against my dead grandpa. I don't even have a dead grandpa. My dead grandma. It's just, he's such a fucking blockhead powerhouse. He's going to land a shot on Barbosa early. Barbosa doesn't react to shots well anymore. His reaction time is just fucking sad. Gets hit by stuff I wouldn't get hit with. So I'm gonna go Ribovics round 1 KO because you have to. But Barbosa, if you can hear me, please kill this fucking hype train once and for all. Next up, how is this the feature fight versus how is this the feature fight? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go. How is this the feature fight here? I just think he has every advantage against how is this the feature fight. No, I'm obviously going Abdul-Malik. Is there a world where he fumbles this because he's terrible and overrated? No, Dustin Stoltzfus sucks. So I'm going to go Mansour Abdul-Malik. I'll go round 2 KO. Dustin Stoltzfus is just... He's shown some promise against some opponents, but... I mean, at the end of the day, dude... what is he good at? Tell me. Mansour Abdul-Malik is a super athlete. If he, fights intelligently, he's going to look minus 1,000 here. Let's just hope he didn't bet the over. Next up, co-main event, Mackenzie Dern versus Jillian Robertson. Seen a lot of people on Jillian this week. I don't get it. She might be the better technical wrestler, but that's it. You know, I don't see her camping in Dern's half guard or camping in Dern's full guard for 25 minutes. I don't think there's any world where she subs Dern. I don't think there's any world where she outstrikes Dern. No way. Mackenzie Dern's striking has gone through some ebb and flows, in my opinion. I remember watching Dern versus Angela Hill main event. Yes, that was a main event. Sorry, I remember watching Dern versus Hill main event. Dude, Mackenzie Dern's striking in that fight looked dope. Hate to say it, but she beat Angela Hill in like a cool way before Fatima Klein did it. Fatima Klein did it better, of course, but Mackenzie Dern looked very good in that fight. But then like her striking in other fights has looked very bad. I just think the only way Jillian wins this is if she somehow camps on Mackenzie Dern for 25 minutes. I just don't see that happening. This girl Jillian Robertson was getting swept by like Amanda Lemos. You know what I mean? I think if Dern gets on top, it could be bad for Jillian. I could see her giving her back up and getting subbed. On the feet, like I said, Dern's going to put hands on this chick. She does overextend and Juliana Pena blitz into range, so could I see Jillian getting takedowns? Yes. But like then what? Dern's not just going to camp there with like a body triangle and bottom full guard. She's going to be whipping up arm bars and triangles and trying to sweep, end up on top. Like the cardio of Dern. Like the boxing of Dern somehow in this matchup. Never thought I'd say that. But yeah, I like Dern. I like Dern here. I think Mackenzie Dern defends her belt. I mean, wow. I cannot believe that that's the state of this division. Fatima Klein, please save us, Fatima Klein. Fatima Klein, please save us. Please save us, Fatima Klein. Next up, main event, Islam Makhachev versus Ian Garry. I'll go Dern decision, by the way. I guess. I'm not going to bank on her getting a finish. Makhachev versus Garry. Again, I'm seeing a lot of people on Garry. They're going Garry decision for the most part. I'm seeing some people say Garry KO. This guy Ian Garry couldn't finish a fucking sandwich. There's an easy couldn't finish his wife joke here, but I'm not going to make it. Because Kunis said the same thing. I don't give a fuck about what this guy's doing in his personal life. I also, not to side with the cuck here, but I do think it has been blown a little bit out of proportion. It's just a lot of little weird things he does. I don't think there's like one big thing he's done that deserves all the hate he gets. The Magny thing was bad. Obviously, there's some weird stuff going on with the girl, but like, I don't care, dude. I'm going to go Islam. Ian Garry doesn't have the tenacity, the finishing ability, urgency. That's the word. Like Islam Makhachev's going to be winning minutes while Ian Garry's fainting at range and shit, you know? I can see Islam holding him against the fence for moments, winning minutes there, and then I can see Garry getting separation and just not doing anything, you know, landing a couple stomps, but then Islam gets the clinch again, gets a takedown, jumps the back. Ian Garry might scramble. Yes or no, can you not just see Ian Garry playing off his back like a fucking shoot-a-box nerd? Dude, this fight's going to be like Song Yadong Chris Gutierrez, where it's 4-0 Islam going into round 5. And then the corner of Garry is like, you need to get in there and finish him. And then Ian Garry's going to Imanari roll and just camp on bottom for fucking 5 minutes and lose a decision. I can so see that happening. But I'm going to go Islam. He's more urgent. He fights to finish more. I don't think Ian Garry's going to have any sort of like big strength advantage here. He is tall, but his reach is kind of soy for being 6'3". I have a longer reach than this guy, and I'm 6 foot. Like, I don't like it. I think Ian Garry versus Prates has been great for his PR when it comes to fight IQ. Because, yeah, it was a great game plan, you know, keeping the left hand occupied with the high kick, shooting takedowns anytime Prates got into range. A lot of volume, backing Prates up, because Prates at the time wasn't much of a stand-his-base counterpuncher like he is now. The Garry fight kind of changed Prates into a more, you know, countery style, if you will. He'll stand his base. He'll throw those knees a lot more now. Plant and throw left hand as you come in, stuff like that. He's always done it, but now it's like a big part of his game. But yeah, great game plan by Ian Garry. But other than that fight, I've seen this guy go tooth and nail with Jeff Neal. And watching it live, I thought Jeff Neal beat him. That's how close that fight was. And that's the little amount of urgency Garry had to get off the fence and actually land strikes. On rewatch, I do think Garry won. The commentary, again, did justice for his PR. I mean, my God. Rogan was talking about Garry in that fight like he was God's gift to fighting. It was bizarre. But that fight was very close because Garry just didn't do anything to separate himself. You know what I mean? He just kind of does enough. And you can't just do enough against Islam. You know what I mean? Islam fights to finish. Islam fights to do damage. Chases submissions. He's a big, strong guy. I'm interested to see how Islam approaches the wrestling here and how often he does. But even on the feet, dude, I'm not convinced that Ian Garry is going to be winning on the feet either. I think Islam can intelligently break into range, land a shot, get Ian Garry's hands up, shoot a takedown, get him down. Garry plays off his back because he thinks he's Brazilian and just loses a decision, probably. So I'm going to go Islam decision. I hope he finishes him. That'd be funny. Dude, Garry risks so much humiliation every fight, and it just gets worse every time. Can you imagine Islam puts this guy out and he just starts seizing like Bryce Mitchell? He would never hear the end of it. He would have to retire. But yeah, very early prediction video, so follow the Twitter to see the final picks on Friday if anything changes. I won't be able to make a recap video either, but I'll be live tweeting it, kind of. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say for today. Contender Series tomorrow, that's fire. And yeah, I think Dern and Islam both keep their belt. It's just an inevitability until Fatima Klein gets that strap wrapped around her and thanks me on the microphone. I just want to thank Jimbo Ortega for all the support. He believed in me before anyone. Yeah, it's okay, Fatima. No need. All right, see y'all next week for, Fluffy RoboCop. Oh. Do I just pick Fluffy in that fight just because I like him more? Or is that what the kids call cope? I don't know. Find out next week, I guess.